Lads, thanks very much for joining us today. Now, firstly, why are you up here at Lennoxtown?
Well, we're playing in Soccer Aid in 2 weeks' time in Old Trafford. It's a big game for UNICEF, so we're taking part in it this year. Nicky's playing it last year, or 2 years ago, so I'm playing it this year as well, but we just want to get some training and stuff, and we're obviously in Glasgow as well. We're playing the SECC for the next 3 nights, so we thought we'd come up, and we obviously rang up and Celtic gladly says come up and train. So
although we nearly didn't find this place.
Yeah, it took us about an hour and a half to find it, so it's definitely a secret hideaway, but it's great, it looks fantastic.
I was going to ask just what do you think of it, because you'll have seen round areas round about Celtic Park obviously, but yeah, it's a bit different.
It is, it's hard to find. No, it's an amazing place. I've been to a few training grounds, a few Premier League training grounds, and this, you can see it already, it's taking shape into becoming one of the best probably in the country, without a doubt. Definitely. I've been to United, Man United obviously, I've been to Fulham. I used to play with Leeds United, so they actually did a similar type of thing in the early kind of 2001, 2002. Acres of land, and built loads of pitches, and indoor pitch, and AstroTurf pitch, and kind of medical centre and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks pretty special. I think it's probably about, I mean, you guys have been here a long time, so it's probably about time that Celtic have kind of done something like this. So it'll be great when it's completely done.
You've just picked up a new pair of goalie gloves. Are you going to be playing in goals in this?
Well, I'm actually playing outfield. I played outfield in every goalkeeper wants to be an outfield player. I'm sure you know that. So when I played in 2008 in Soccer Aid, I played in centre midfield, and Figo was playing, and the midfield was Figo, myself, Di Canio, and Kenny Logan, who used to be the Scottish rugby player. So we had great crack leading up, and Soccer Aid as well is it's a good week for the ex-pros and the celebs, because the celebs are getting to live the dream of being a footballer, and the ex-pros are, having probably retired a few years, getting back to playing, in front of the buzz of the crowd and on TV and stuff again. So yeah, this time around I won't be in goal again. I'll be back in midfield, and Kenny Dalglish is the rest of the world's manager. So there's a lot of Scottish boys there. To kind of build up the whole thing, and myself and Shane and Ronan Keaton's playing, hopefully, and a few kind of good lads on the rest of the world squad. We've got Zidane as some of the ex-pros, and who else are there?
Giggs
is playing, Vanessa Roy, Larson,
Henrik Larsson.
So and then we take on the English guys. They've like Shearer, Sheringham, a few of the lads, and then Robbie Williams is obviously some of the celebs, and Ricky Hatton.
He's the captain actually. I think Robbie Williams is the captain of the England this year. So it's pretty good.
I mean, you've been going for 12 years now, you've been all over the world and you've seen a lot of these things, but is this one of the perks of the job that never wears off when you're getting to play with heroes like that?
For me, this is the ultimate, for being in football, cool. Football's in my blood from that high. So the night before we play in the soccer game, we actually, Westlife do Croke Park in Dublin, do a show in Croke Park. So that's going to be pretty special, but I'm more looking forward to going back over to play in Old Trafford the next day. So no, it should be good. It should be a good weekend.
And just in terms of yourself, you've been up here for games in the past. I mean, we are Celtic supporters.
Yeah, definitely Celtic supporters. Yeah, I think growing up in Ireland, I think it's you go to school and you're just a Celtic supporter, full stop. You've no choice. But yeah, we grew up obviously being Celtic fans all our life, and obviously one of the Irish owners now, isn't it? Dermot Desmond is one of the Irish owners, but it's great, it's growing up in Ireland, it's a very kind of patriotic thing, I think, and your dad follows him, your son follows him, and it kind of goes along generations and stuff like that, but it's great to be here. I texted my mate there as I was going up here training, he was like, you're lucky so-and-so, so he was pretty jealous.
You've got a few big name Irish internationals playing as well. I take you were a bit surprised to see Robbie Keane coming in January.
Yeah, I think everybody was a bit surprised, but it was a good move for him. I think for half a season to get 16 goals is pretty good going. And then you've obviously got Aidy McGeady as well, who's a top Irish international. So, but I mean, it goes back as long as kind of Celtic has been in existence, the Irish connection, doesn't it? So you look at the players that have played here and managed here, and the likes of Liam Brady, Roy Keane. It's just the list is endless. I even remember Mick McCarthy, Packy Bonner, Chris Morris. It's just back. I think in '88 when Ireland beat England, I think McCarthy, Morris, and Bonner all played for Ireland, and all played at Celtic at the time. So yeah, it's a great Irish connection, and I think we're keeping that going now, and getting Westlife here as well, so to keep the tradition up. Yeah.
You mentioned some of the Irish players that played for the club there, but who would you say are your sort of Celtic heroes, and some of the games that stick out for you as well over the years?
Well, I suppose over the years, being a goalkeeper for me, Bonner would have been, a big kind of
he would have been
inspiration. But probably Kane Dalglish was, obviously amazing. Gordon Strachan, even when he was here, when he managed here as well. I don't know if you could pick one. There's just so many. We've been an Irish boy, you look up to them all and you think like, wow, how do you get to?
There too, didn't he, for
Yeah, the short
years,
spell here as well.
yeah.
So yeah, and there's so many.
There's been a few changes made in recent months as well, and Neil's been the manager up until now. How are you looking forward to the next season?
Well, obviously it was disappointing, to not win the championship this year, and for Rangers to pick it up is even more frustrating, isn't it? But I think Neil Lennon, in the short space of time that he's done, his record is second to none. I think everything that's going, with this new training ground, and the players that are hopefully going to come in the summer, it could be a very, very strong Celtic squad next year. It is already, mind you, but I think if it gets improved, too, it'll be,
Only get better, yeah.
Exactly. I think it's time to take that championship back from Rangers now. I think it's 2 in a row they've won now, isn't it? So can't be having that anymore.
Don't remind me of that. I mean, so do you feel there's a lot to look forward to then?
Definitely. I think, Celtic is a massive club. Everybody's going to have years where, things don't go exactly the way you want. It happens in every business. It happens in music.
Sometimes we don't get number one.
Exactly. Sometimes take that dude, and you're sitting back going, I don't fancy that. But no, that happens. And I think it's I think the club is the right place.
You've been up for quite a few games in the past and stuff like that. Will you be back again in the coming season?
I've never been to an Old Firm game, so that's something that I think we need to get to.
We'd love to, yeah. We'd love to come back, definitely.
And you're up here for 3 days, is it? You're doing
3
the
nights,
shows?
yeah. 3 shows, yeah. We did a show last night, and it was our best show on tour so far by a mile. It was just, the crowd were unbelievable last night. Really, really loud. No matter what you were doing, they were screaming, laughing, shaking their bums, whatever you want to do. It's just always a great crowd up here.
Is this one of the places you do love to come to?
Yeah. It's Belfast and Glasgow always seem to be very similar, very loud, very great crowds. We were saying it last night in the speech, that we were actually getting excited coming on before we went on the show, because we just knew it was going to be a great crowd. The cameras film the crowd before you go on, and you see all these people dancing, singing songs. They don't care. They're just enjoying themselves. And then we came on, it was just like a wall of noise. It was just unreal. And
that's 12 years you've been going for now. I mean, some boy bands come and go in the blink of an eye, if you want to call it that. But what's the secret of your success in staying together for so long, and all the tours you've done as well?
I think we're very honest with each other individually. I think we have a lot of respect for each other as people. Do you know what I mean? There's no hidden agendas in the band. There's nobody wanting to go solo, nobody wanting to do their own thing. We know what Westlife is, and whatever it is, we don't know exactly what it is, but we have something special, and we don't try and change the format too much. And you just stick to what you know. And we've got a serious, strong fan base around the world, and if you give them what they want, they'll keep supporting you. It's as simple as that. And we just love what we do. We love our job, and it is a job at the end of the day, and we love doing it, and it's a great feeling,
And you've been to Celtic Park as a supporter. Do you ever see yourself playing there in a gig in the future?
Well, we're the 2 new signings here, obviously, unveiling us today later on Sky Sports News, so we're looking forward to our and Celtic. So, Anna, it'd be great to
do a concert there.
I'm sure
someday we will, yeah, definitely.